Nida Ibrahim, who joins us from Tubas in the occupied West Bank. You've just managed to reach that area, Nida. To tell us what you know is happening so far.
Well, so far we can hear the sound of the drone, and as we've been speaking to local sources, they say that from time to time they hear this sound of sporadic armed confrontations between the Palestinian fighters here in the area as well as the Israeli forces. They raided this whole city and its surrounding in the early hours of the morning. They surrounded a house and shot and killed a Palestinian before the armed confrontations expanded to an area nearby called Tammun, where an Israeli strike hit a car and killed 4 other Palestinians. Now, this was confirmed to us by the governor of Tubas, who says that the Israeli forces took the bodies with them as part of this Israeli policy of withholding the bodies of Palestinians Israel deems responsible for attacks or says they're fighters. And he says, I'm hearing the sound of gunshots, and we are hearing that Palestinians are still confronting with the Israeli forces. We received a statement just now from Al-Qassam brigades here in Tubas saying that they are still confronting militarily with the Israeli forces.
Nida, why are they focusing on Tubas so much?
Well, the past few days, we've seen a lot of incitement against Tubas in the Israeli media by Israeli journalists saying that the Israeli forces has not acted strong enough to prevent a recent shooting attack that took place near where we are right now, in front of an illegal Israeli settlement, one of the oldest illegal Israeli settlements in the Jordan Valley area. They say that the Israeli forces should crack down more on Palestinian resistance groups, and they say that these groups have been getting more and more powerful. What they mean by that is that they've been producing more and more improvised explosive devices that has either stopped some vehicles from advancing inside Tubas and the region or injured some soldiers. We are seeing the Israeli forces closing the road behind me.
Interesting. So, Nida, I was just going to ask you how difficult it is to reach Tubas or even get near it for you, but also for the emergency services.
Well, Laura, we've been noticing an increase in the use of aerial strikes by the Israeli forces that is making the lives of Palestinians in the area more and more difficult. We're not just talking about those who are involved in the attacks or deciding to confront the Israeli forces militarily. We're talking about an agricultural area. As you can see, the Jordan Valley is considered the breadbasket of the occupied West Bank, 1/3 of the occupied West Bank's area. So we're talking about an area where farmers come here to work the land, but they've been seeing how the Israeli forces are not just entering with their vehicles and with their weapons and their equipment, but they're also conducting airstrikes. Last week we reported 1 or 2 actually in Tul Karim, also reporting from Jenin 2 airstrikes. Today, this morning in Tammun, 1 airstrike that killed 4 and the Israeli forces withheld the bodies. So movement is really difficult when it comes to the existence of the Israeli forces on the ground, but it is becoming more and more complicated because of these airstrikes that are inching closer towards even residential areas. And we've been in Jenin and reported and saw how sometimes these Israeli strikes hit houses and injure people in the surrounding vicinity. So it remains a tense situation, a developing one, and we'll continue trying to move and see the closest and safest place we can get to report from there.
OK, Nida, many thanks indeed. Stay safe, and we will keep checking in with you as the hours progress, as that fighting continues there in Tubas in the occupied West Bank.